We are not in a very good situation. We are commanded by a secret structure that is composed of many elements. It is not the Masonic lodges or the secret societies in general or the mafias that are commanding. There is a very small group of people called the Bilderberg people, who are about 40 in number, who are commanding everything. But of course not even they are commanding. There is another person commanding called Anthony Marr. But of course he doesn't even know that he's commanding. He's commanding unconsciously. So that's a big problem. The Inca was defeated by the gods and goddesses not long ago. Well, when the Inca was defeated, the power was allotted to Anthony Marr. Well, Anthony Marr doesn't really know how to use his power consciously, but he does know how to use it unconsciously. The basic plans for the future are the elimination of all species except the human species. It also includes the elimination of 95% of the human beings on the earth. Of course, this is not a bad idea if it was done with different methods, for example by progressive birth control. It would take 1.5 centuries, 2 centuries, 3 centuries, but it would be civil. But the people in command secretly do not intend to use civil methods at all. They intend to use methods like poisoning food and poisoning water and poisoning the air, etc. like that. That's how they intend to reduce the numbers of the people. Once they've rendered the environment absolutely non-inhabitable, none life-sustaining, they will replace it with a cybernetic environment. Now, a cybernetic environment is something horrifying. All food will be artificial. Everything will be artificial. And of course there will only be human figures. All those marvelous shapes of animals will not exist any longer. All the genius of God will have been destroyed. This will last until about the year 2070, when there will be an intervention. There are people who are not prepared to allow it to continue beyond that point. It will be an interesting experiment to see what happens with Anthony Marr in command and the Bilderberg people imagining that they are in command. But they don't have a chance beyond 2070. Then in 2112, an enormous army of gods and goddesses, billions of them will arrive. Because in fact you are all very powerful people. You pretend not to be. You pretend to be pathetic, but you have extraordinary negative power. This came from rebelling against the gods in the beginning. Having enormous negative power means that you are almost totally incapable of doing anything special that is positive. You can only do negative things. Now, the negative power of the human beings on the earth is felt zillions of light years away. It is felt backwards and forwards in space and time. Now, you have had an effect practically all along the timeline, from the beginning of time to the end of time. And at this point, or at least it will be in 2070, it will be the point where you will have completed all your atrocity in nature. Once you have completed all your atrocity in nature, you who are called actually the anti-concept will be eliminated. And of course the elimination will start in 2112. And it will need a massive army to do it, because nobody underestimates you people at all. Nobody thinks that you are pathetic at all. Nobody thinks that you are just normal little people. You are terrifying monsters in the eyes of the gods.